Thank you for the super chat. Saying, should atheists mock persecuted minorities like Baha'is in Iran, Ahmadis, Hindus, and Christians in Pakistan and Egypt? Are we adding to their misery and persecution? Well, so here's the thing. We can mock their beliefs and fight for their rights at the same time.
Well, I think you're actually adding to their misery if you don't make fun of their ideas, because their ideas are so ridiculous that if we, the people who actually defend their rights, don't mock them, then we're giving the monopoly of mocking their ideas to the people who want to use their crappy ideas as a way to justify discrimination against them, right? So you take the platform of mocking these crappy ideas away from the bigots who want to oppress them. So you so all the people who want to see you mocking their ideas, they come to platforms who will defend their rights when the time comes as well. Okay, that's why you need to even if they're oppressed, even if they're discriminated against, you mock their ideas because their ideas are ridiculous, and you want to make sure that the people who demand the mocking of these ideas also get exposed to defending of their rights. That's my answer. What do you think, Harris?
I have a slightly different take on that, and that's purely, as I said, I just I don't know. I think I would just say it out of practical reasons. For example, like as you guys know, I mostly talk about Pakistani issues, and in Pakistan, obviously, there are a lot of Hindus as well who get wrong end of the stick quite often.
Yes.
On weekly basis, I'm sharing news stories of their misery. So when I'm talking about Hinduism in general, obviously, then I'm just doing all I can to make fun of it or to criticize it. But when it comes to specifically talking about Pakistani Hindus, I just don't even have anything in me, or I would say that there's nothing left to even talk about their beliefs per se. I'm just every time I mention Pakistani Hindus or Pakistani Christians, I'm just talking about how they're being oppressed and persecuted, rather than just saying, by the way, their beliefs are pathetic too, which I think I end up giving it to them when I speak with about Indian Hindus, because I mean Hindus are still the same. So I do see the little uneasiness of people when they say, I want to punch up, I don't want to punch down, and and this is probably the reason, and I don't think it's logically sound, because this is one of the reasons that why those Hindutva people are upset and angry with their own liberals, because they also say, well, we don't want to punch down because they don't criticize Islam, they don't give it a fair share of criticism to Islam. So as a result, moderate Hindus, they end up becoming even more angry with Islam and Muslims and liberals. So I do see that, but I think that in a country like Pakistan at all, because it's only got 2% of Hindus, just 2%. So it's not like how Muslims in India, I think, which makes up about 15% or something like that, but there's sizable majority. I see logically it might not make sense, but
the 2% is enough for far right bigots to make it seem like it's a big deal, anyways, right? So, but again, we have precedent for this. Like even in I mean, what percentage of the United States is Muslim? But the Muslim fear was also partly what got Trump into power. And I don't know, I just think and also I think it's punching down if you treat people like children that should not be criticized. Do you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, these are So I feel like you're if you criticize their ideas and mock them, you're not punching down. If you think that these are people that cannot handle criticism or mockery or ridicule, that is punching down.
I understand that part, but we also know how humans work, and if for example, if I just spent most of the times, I reckon when I do talk about Hindus, I do talk about Hindus in general, but then, as I just said, the moment it comes to Pakistani Hindus, I just don't feel any need or any interest in just saying, by the way, you guys, your beliefs are pretty pathetic.
Well, no, that's not why
we don't do that.
Yeah,
I know. No,
when we're defending their rights, we're not at that. Not every single time. So for example, when China is putting Muslims in concentration camps, we're not going to be when we are highlighting that. we're not gonna every single time. By the way, the Uyghur Muslims who are in concentration camps, let me just be clear, their ideas are ridiculous. Like that's we don't do that every time, right? But we just attack Islam general. But when we attack Islam, like generally, we don't make it specific to Muslims in a certain area, right?
Yeah.
We don't be like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Muslims in China, by the way, your ideas are ridiculous. But just like Islam as a whole is ridiculous. So when we attack Hinduism, it doesn't like we're not like, oh, Hindus in Pakistan, how you specifically, we're calling you out for your ideas being ridiculous. No, we just attack Hinduism as generally. Yeah.
Well, and we do that, as I said, but like for some reason, and I totally understand why some people, we do have a Muslim or ex-Muslim privilege. You got to understand that it always plays up. We do get away with a little bit more than an ordinary white person would get away with if he or she is trying to criticize Islam. And so we do have that privilege, and I think we're taking full advantage of it, and we would like to live in a world where every person can criticize ideas equally without being worried about, oh, I'm going to be called Islamophobe or racist or bigot or anything. So look, I mean, just to wrap it up, I'd say I don't think I do think that in a majority country, like for example, in an uneven majority like Pakistan, disproportionate 95% Muslims, if I started picking on Pakistani Hindus per se, then yeah, I don't know. I think it's a tricky one, but I just tend not to talk about Pakistani Hindus. I like to protect them for some reason. Like I overly protect them.
I mean that's but guy, and that's a very good thing to highlight, and that's why everybody here needs to go subscribe to Harris Sultan. Harris Sultan highlights the very important issues that need to be highlighted, and you need to be subscribed to it, guys. Check out Harris Sultan's YouTube channel. Okay.
Sure.
By the way, Sarah really wants me to read this. Okay. She's also saying I want Armin to read my comments. Okay.
No, I want
Sarah
Armin.
is saying.
I want Arminian.
Armenian. Okay. She's saying, prepare for the punishment of Allah. You people are like blind people, not knowing what's in front of them. Subhanallah. May Allah guide you or punish you. I think Sarah has sexual fantasies about me getting punished. I think
Whoa.
Sarah is a dumb, and she's
Whoa.
just like, yeah, she's just like, oh, Armin screaming in pain. Oh my God, she's playing with her clit right now as we speak.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God, yeah. I think Sarah is just like having sexual. I'm pretty sure she's just having sexual fantasies about me right now. Right? She's like so wet right now.
Oh
Sarah.
my God.
All
Sarah,
right.
you enjoy yourself, okay? You enjoy